Monique Trinity Rose, and I'm thrilled to introduce to you the biomystical technology and fitness regime that is the Omnique Method, uniquely universal embodiment for full spectrum women. In this format, we are not only going to get an amazing workout and get to dance and sweat and pray and flow through vinyasa, but we're also going to get to do some deeper, more interpersonal and collective work within our own beings in finding the different aspects of ourselves and bringing them into balance. So this practice involves elements of hatha yoga. It involves breathwork practices, qigong-inspired energy practices. It involves various different dance lineages from around the world, and most specifically classically influenced modern fusion temple dance and some of the technologies found therein, as well as deeper modern understandings of somatic psychology and the archetypal realms, how our mind and our body are in fact one entity that is literally holographically creating the world that we experience and creating our very beings, from our physical 3D beings to our energy bodies and all of the different dimensions in which we exist. So in this upcoming Flow and Form series, we're going to get to flow through the full spectrum signature movements of these different archetypes, broken down into an understanding of their associative energy center and all these various different components found therein. And then we're going to go into mudra and polarity drills and complete with form. So we'll be learning particular energetic embodied forms for each of these archetypes that can then be used in our daily practice, in our home practice of cultivation. And through this practice, what we are going to do, other than get incredibly strong and graceful in our physical beings, is we're going to get to befriend this spectrum of archetypes that the universe itself, that consciousness itself is born from. It is the geometries of existence and the foundation of the faces of the feminine. So we're breaking it down beyond lineage, beyond particular belief, into a spectrum of feminine archetype that we can get to know personally in our own unique form of what that archetype looks like for us, what it feels like, how it moves, how it breathes, how it vibrates through us. And then inevitably in the dance, the dynamic dance of life, as it falls and sways and traverses the center point and goes into its reactive form and its repressive form, that we are calling the dynamic allies. So here we get to see what particular archetype is animating, and when it goes into a place of reaction, of inflammation, of coming out of our place of knowing and wisdom and center and sort of blasting outward. And when we're repressing, going the opposite direction, when we're pushing it away, stuffing it down, not allowing it to flow through our being. And perhaps some of these archetypes have been completely repressed from our light, from our consciousness and our awareness because of trauma, because of social paradigms or programs, because of our beliefs, because of our fears. Any number of things we can fall off of center from these archetypes and allow them to fall in any number of directions away from that place of strength and integrity and heart knowing. So in this practice, we get to embody what that place of center is and what it feels like to be off center, what those dynamic allies are and what they have to teach us. Understanding that the entire spectrum of reality exists within us. That there is nothing that we can see, feel, think that lives outside of us that does not live within us. And when we take on that place of empowerment, where we realize that we are the creator of our reality, that we get to create and build ourselves and respond to situations that are occurring from this co-creative space of where is center and how does center respond? How does this particular archetype respond? When does this particular archetype need to be called upon? And it becomes a fleshed out process that we can call upon at any point in our life to be able to respond and flow through life however we choose. So with this, I invite you to come join me in this exciting exploration of what it means to be woman in body, in the full spectrum of who we are, to claim it completely, to lift each other up and celebrate each other in that fullness, and to expand and elevate the whole of humanity through the empowerment that comes from that level of ownership, that level of coherency, that level of grace. So I invite you, sisters, please join me on this journey of archetype embodied, the Omnique Method.